is going to be up next, but I want to read you something. This was obviously written by Monica, but I loved this, and I have to read it to you. A destination, events, production, and industry speaker is my playground, where I sprinkle a dash of wisdom and a pinch of curiosity to spark the joy of producing events. Doesn't that want me to listen to that? Doesn't it make you want to listen? It just sounds so romantic. So Monica, from my favorite place in the world, Italy, is going to be your next speaker. Let's hear it for Monica Bali.
Good afternoon. It's so beautiful to be here up on stage, and actually thank you for Yucatan. I mean, great. And I have to tell you a little thing. When he was talking about the beauties of Yucatan and all over Mexico, naturally, I remember climbing the steps of the Chichen Itza temple. And it was easy to go up. The problem was coming down. Actually, I suffer from heights. I did it all with my bum on the stairs. So, does the clicker work? So, let me just tell you something about, let's just go back. We're going to be talking about the art of the impossible, or like I like to call it a little more, I am possible, on a luxury mindset in destination, romance, and travel. Now, a little bit about me. On paper, I'm 52 years old, only on paper, okay? I've been married 25 years with Max. I have been 22 years in the business of destination, weddings, and events. Out of which, 9, I have been also in the travel industry. So I have these 2 different yet complementary industries coming along. And let me tell you one thing. What I think made me successful or survive, you can decide, is actually my mindset. So I would like to define or tell you a little bit about mindset. So mindset, I see it like a little like, we all see the movies and you have the little devil, the little angel on your shoulders telling you what you should do, if you should be naughty, if you should behave. And sometimes we choose the wrong thing, but that's fine. So, defining mindset is a set of beliefs that shape how you make sense in the world and yourself. So if you think about it, the mindset, you are not born with a mindset. You are born with your character. You are born with an attitude, but not with a mindset. The mindset is something that grows, that learns, that comes through experience with life. So, that comes in life. And the good thing about it, you know what it is? You can change it. You can evolve it. You can go back, you can go forth. You can absolutely wipe it out and make a new one. And that's awesome, because that means we have no limits. That is a superpower that we have. But many of us just, live standardly with it. effort or sometimes just think about it, okay? So, let's start with a simple example, okay? We're in the wedding industry, kind of in the travel, and everybody talks about luxury. Everybody says, I'm in the luxury segment. I do luxury travel. I do luxury weddings. Okay, let's look at it. In my opinion, for most of us, or for most of the thought of us, for us, luxury, what is it? It's actually opulence. You have an event and you have a huge amount of flowers. That is luxury. No, that is opulence, okay? When you have brands, so all the haute couture brands, and you're dressed up, what you cannot have, people consider luxury. And what you actually desire. So, but when you look at it entrepreneurially, we see luxury divided among two different segments. We have old luxury against new luxury. Okay? So old luxury emphasizes heritage, exclusivity, and tangible goods. When we talk about the new luxury, this actually is totally different also with the new demographics. So it embraces innovation, inclusivity, sustainability, and luxury experiences. But guess what? There is another one. The last one that came, and guess what it's called? And it's called offline luxury. This is the latest luxury for the real wealthy clients. So being totally disconnected from social media, from anything that sees them, that judges them, that they have to prove. Okay? So, the mindset is set to evolve, either as a whole, but especially as an individual. That is really key. So let me talk to you about the growth and the fixed mindset, which was done by Carol Dweck. She's a professor from Harvard. So I think this is like very, very interesting and actually key if you are honest to yourself. So the fixed mindset. The fixed mindset usually has a limit. So you see failure, you see the limits around you. You say, I'm not good at that because that's what you've been taught, what you've been said. How many times did you go off and say, I would like to do that, and your partner or your friend goes, no, 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 that's too much. It's never too much. I mean, or how many are, there's a huge, I find, a lot of people are jealous in the industry of the successes of other professionals. Or, they just stick to the old methods. But if you take, which this is a fixed mindset, so this means just, I learned it, I stay with it, and I just cherish and speak out for it, but that's my mantra. But on the other side, that same thing can be seen totally different with a growth mindset, okay? So a limit is actually, they don't see a limit, but they see an opportunity. So there's no failure, but it's learning. And they're not jealous, but they are inspired by their competitors. So they like to try new things. And if you think about it, it's the old glass of water, half full and half empty. But I tell you one thing, if you think about your situation and where you are, you can also be a mix of the two. Even just the people, your friends, your partners in business, your family, they are the ones around you, and they are the ones that are either pulling you up or sticking you in. So again, this simply means that once you analyze it and you know, you can simply stay there because you love it, and that's perfectly fine. But what is important is that you have a choice. you can change that situation. So, I would like to welcome you to the box. So, wonderful boxes. Doesn't really matter if it's a heart-shaped, if it's a square, a star. What do these boxes have in common? Anybody can think about it? You put in. And when you put in, nothing goes out. So this means that it has limits. You are inside a shape with boundaries. And that is your comfort zone, your box. So, when you're in the box, what is in the box is actually your survival mode. The survival mode means that you are comfortable. Doesn't mean it's good or bad, because you can easily live your life in the comfort zone, okay? But you just need to be aware that that is what you want, and you're not missing out. So your survival mode is the status you want. You want to wake up in the morning, know exactly your schedule, feel it easy, don't have too many, heartbeats. You are totally fine. But in reality, strive mode is actually when you step out of the box, when you take challenges. So life begins at the end of your comfort zone. And for each of us is a different level, is a different type, and there's no judging in it. It's yours. Okay? And that's how you create your I am possible. So, let me just tell you one thing, okay? When you go back home, because it does take a while, and it also takes a few days, you can start drafting your box. You draft what is inside your box, and my step out of the box, okay? In order to do this, I will share with you my box and my outside of the box, okay? So, inside the box. I'm pretty good at planning and production. After 20 years, otherwise would be a real problem. Okay, so travel. My forte is the Mediterranean and Europe. And I love doing concierge. So concierge, I've been doing that for the last 5 years. Connections. For me, connections are key. I love networking. I love working with friends, like you've seen here. I've been working with Barbays and with Brian and Angela and Sarah. That's how we grow, and our connections actually grow with that. Family. Family always comes first. This will always stay in the box, and we'll bring it along. And another thing is, I'm a hands-on person. Now, how many of you are hands-on? Okay. Well, we need to learn to let go a bit. Okay? So this is my out of the box. Now, so I'm learning to do a better technical design and AI automation because it's here, it's coming, it's making your life easier. Take advantage, learn it, make it yours. Use it as a tool for what you need. Travel. Well, Africa has become the go-to place, Middle East, and naturally I'm adding Mexico. Absolutely. Bucket list desires. Now, this for me is very, very important because my concierge service is traveling over, and I'll tell you a little bit about it later, into bucket list desires. When you talk about growth, when you talk about doing things that others aren't doing, that's more my things, okay? Top and higher connections, I just try to go straight to the CEOs. That's how I try to approach everything. Speaking gigs professionally, that's something I'm working on, little by little, coming out. Personal branding, okay, all my friends here know I am total crap. a social media personal brand. And I'm really trying to do an effort. I hired my daughter to do it now. But also, I'm really trying to professionally give her content, and stepping out of the box for me is really taking the time and the effort of doing something that for me is a little bit of a drag, but I know that for our business, we need to do it. And again, one thing that I love, passive income streams. Okay? I've been in the business 20 years. I hope to be there for another 20, 30, whatever. But if I find good income streams that are passive, and I don't need to be hands-on, trust me, I'm just on it. So, but how do I make all of this happen? Just doesn't come like that. One morning you wake up and it's time to do it. So let me share with you my journey. So, and my stepping out of the box is a different journey. So in 2003, I discovered that destination weddings exist, and I was 30 already, okay? Wasn't like a baby. Before, I was in other entrepreneurial businesses with my family, so I was in textiles and real estate. So I was hired for 6 months as a wedding coordinator for an American company in Tuscany. And I had no clue of what that meant. Okay? But that happened. And so I worked for 6 months doing their stuff. And after that I said, oh, you know what? It's pretty fun. But being more of an entrepreneurial business, an entrepreneurial person, I decided not to stay as an employee, but to do my thing. That's how I started my own company in 2004 with our first website. And it was an events company at that time. In 2006, I turned the company into a tour operator. Why? Because I was doing destination events and weddings, and in Italy we have laws that I could not do travel, I couldn't do hospitality, rentals and logistics. I couldn't do that stuff. But if I turned my company into a tour operator, the world was mine. And that's what I did. Guess what? After 10 years of that, I actually lost my company completely. It was 3 partners of us, and one of our partners did not want to take a step further out of the box. Okay? And for a few months, I tried to buy the company. I tried to get out of the company. Everything, and every time they would say, yes, we accept it, and when it was time to go sign, they will withdraw and go and not come. At the end, I said, you know what, just fuck it. I'm leaving. I'm not staying with you guys any longer. You know what? And it was only 1 out of 3. The other was my husband, so. So it was a teamwork. And so, you know what happened? I just stepped out. And I stepped out, when I say nothing, honestly, I mean 0. Not even a penny. But I did not have the website. I did not have my email. I did not have anything. So what happened? For 6 months, I had this deal of no competition. But I was telling everybody that I was not part of the company any longer. And they were going, so what are you doing? You know what? I'm going to breakfast, lunch, and dinner with whoever invites me. And I got a lot of invites, okay? But the thing is, while I was doing these lots of invites in the back, we were actually getting ready and working very, very hard with everything new. New website, new everything, new services. We handpicked what our experience told us we wanted, and we tried to take it a step further. And 6 months after, when the no competition clause was over, not only I started my new company But the new thing I started was a catering company in Los Angeles. Okay, I'm a foodie, big foodie. And I had this opportunity of bringing my chefs, because I had the chefs doing home things and all, over to do celebrity home dinners in Hollywood. Would you not have taken it? I mean, I was just on it. Even just to go meet them or see, I mean, I would have done it for free. Okay? And trust me, it was fun. But I actually did it. And that's how I started. I still have my catering company, still up and running. We do Europe mostly, based in Italy. And you know what, from 2006 when I started that, and everything we did, so we also did destination weddings, destination events. I said, you know what? We need to add something more. So from the regular travel, and we added what I call luxury travel. Okay, luxury travel means simply that we are part of all the major networks. I wanted to give our clients more. On that same booking that they get on booking.com for that price, you come with me and you got da-da-da-da-da-da-da. And that makes them feel happy, okay? That is really key to things. So we're virtuoso travel agents. We're part of every amenity program you can think about of all the top brands in the world. But also working like that, that gives us a red carpet when I'm asking for destination wedding or just a room, because we have direct contacts with the major sales manager or the CEO. And that's an incredible, incredible opportunity. So think about it, you know, it's great. And one other thing I added naturally is yachts. That is my passion. I would live on a yacht. Not on a small one, on a big one. Okay? Fully staffed. So we go from yacht now to super yacht. And it's just another world. But you know what? I sell my bucket list. I sell what I would buy for myself. That's how I grow the things. In 2002, we added, in 22, we added actually a VIP concierge. So VIP concierge meaning that we started going further. When you think about concierge, usually we think about the desk in the main lobby next to reception that you can ask for a driver or a guide. No, I'm talking about something more. Something that is a bucket list desire. Something that is a ticket that is sold out. Could be a Grand Prix, could be a concert, could be anything. Something going like to a club or a restaurant where there's 3 months of buyout and you can't get in. It means having a priority lane. But naturally, you can do this, I could do this only because of my partners. It's not that I'm super cool and I can get in. No. You get to meet the right partners throughout. So, 2024, this year, it was my year of rebranding. Why? I have people that know me for the destination events. Others that know me just for the production part, because I also work in B2B for big planners all over Europe. I have another part that knows me for the travel part, and another part that knows me for the concierge part. And I was going nuts because how do I put all these things under one umbrella? It's not easy. I actually took a 2-month course to understand it. But it was great. At the end, we did it. We have a news website up and running, and I'm happy with that. So, but another great news that's coming out while we're organizing all this rebranding, I said, you know what? Everybody's trying to scale up, okay? We always try to do better. It's normal. And I want to do more. I want people to know me, to come to me when they are, I mean, they really want something and they cannot get a hold of it. They cannot find it. Nowhere. In fact, we have our new VIP concierge panel and application that is going to be coming out in end of January with subscriptions, but it's going to be incredible because anything that is off the market, you can get with a click on your own. We just sold so many like Oasis tickets, they were sold out in a minute. Coldplay Dubai and Abu Dhabi, sold in 2 minutes, crashed the system. We got them. You want to go to the Monaco Grand Prix with a VIP package, paddock, drivers, and Amber's Lounge? We got it. These things, unless you know the company's doing it, it's really difficult to get good stuff, okay? And imagine just having it with a click. With your dedicated concierge just replying to you, this is what you got, within 15 to 20 minutes. I mean, I think it's just awesome. So I'm very, very excited by my new thing coming out. And naturally, I could do this because of my partners as well. You can't do anything on your own. When you want to grow and do things like, I love thriving, you need to have and handpick the right partners. And it takes time to do that. But you really, really need to have those. And my target for 2030 in 5 years, oh my God, automation. How much I would love that. Anything I can do with automation reflects me. And reputation, naturally. And be that one-stop shop for the events, the travel, and the concierge part. Or simply what you desire, okay? That's my target for 2030. Now, in reality, every step is a step towards my new standards, because every time you change and you put a little bit more, that becomes your new standard, okay? And why did I do this? Well, my reason was very, very simple. I get bored. I get so bored of cookie cutter weddings, I said, no, I can't do this anymore. And curiosity. I am curious. When I see something that tickles my because I like, I try to understand it. I try to get more of it. I try to go and find a resource at the back that makes it, and then I put my twist into it. So, one thing that I noticed, you all know these, okay? Sorts of events. Now, there's weddings, destination weddings, honeymoons, any celebration, team building, product. I mean, there's a whole load of things that we're all doing. But that's not true. We're not all doing that. Some are doing something, some are doing one thing, some are doing two things, some are doing half thing, some are doing maybe, hopefully, everything. But what's funny is that all of those that we just saw, for most professionals, I've seen like that. That is a one-way road. I do destination weddings, boom. I do corporate, another one. I just do product launch, another one. You know, in the detail, if you look at all those set of events that we saw on the previous slide, each of them has travel, accommodation, event locations, food, bar, music, decor, attire, accessories, and these are just like the super, super basic things, okay? And within each of these, you have logistics, accommodation, activities, and services. So think of how many things there are that you could possibly be in charge of and actually invoice and get profit from, okay? So the out of the box happens not when you do the ordinary, your comfort zone, but when you make your own version of the extraordinary. And now, this is key. because you have to go and shoot fireworks, okay? What is important is that you learn and you think that each of you is so powerful, can be so unique, can be that pearl that each client is looking for and to be the perfect fit, and be extraordinary in that. So, when you draft your box, now, this is a little exercise that you will do also at home, okay? I will just tell you how to do it. Now, these are the 3 boxes, and if you want to do it at home, it's great, okay? The first box is the know your box, like something for is the comfort zone. I am happy, this is what I do as a routine. Super happy, no brainer, feel good, easy. Now, after you draft that, it could take you a month to draft that, okay? It can take you 10 days, you put in, you put out, it doesn't matter. From box number 1, you have to go to box number 3. You have to skyrocket. You have to think outside of the box. What is your inner desire? Where do you want to reach? Doesn't matter how difficult, how strange, how stupid, how crazy, whatever that can be. That's going to be your target. And it could be even out of the business or in the business. Whatever you feel is what you really, really want, and that makes you really feel excited when you wake up in the morning of your day ahead. That for me is a huge drive, and I'm a big sleeper. Okay? So, once we have these 2, which is your comfort zone and your skyrocket, well, we gotta make a plan. We're entrepreneurs. We can't just wish, I wish. So, the out of the comfort zone is usually a little rocky. It's normal. That's why we have to create short-term targets that will help us reach, that has a time and has a little goal. And the goal must not be too crazy, because in our brain, if we feed our brain with success, our brain strives us for success. So the goals we put down, we literally need to try and really achieve them. Even if we're not exactly on time, it's fine. Move it, adjust it. The road's a little grumpy, it's a little up and down, it's normal. But get that rocky road, get that step out of your comfort zone is already a huge, huge start. To then go up. And you know what? What's the best thing out of all of this? It's just a start. Because when you're skyrocketing and you're to the I am possible, that's going to become your know your box. And you're going to start it all over. And that's going to be something that you thought would never happen. It will become your ordinary, your everyday. And be ready to skyrocket again on something different, something new, something more. Now, this is my life. How I see it, okay? Projected in the future, tons of highways, intoxicating, running up and down and fast. That's what makes me feel comfortable, and that's what makes me wake up happy in the morning, because of the journey I have put on my track. So, what does the impossible really mean for me? You need to set your own standards. Define your audience or audiences. It's important. You don't need to stick to one, but you need to know who your audience is. You need to know the highlights, okay? Very, very important. Learn from your mistakes. There's no mistakes, there's just lessons. It's just experiences that you are learning. And this shift of mindset, once you do it, it's going to be huge. Okay? Failure does not exist. And one other thing, which for me is really, really important. Let your reputation speak for you. Like, you know, I have 2 rules in life. The first one is sleep on 2 pillows. And yesterday I asked the concierge to bring another 4. And the second one is walk everywhere I go with my head up high.
Yes.
This for me is key in everything I do. So, reputation is what people say when you are not in the room. So these are the things that my friends, my people, rumors have told me of what my reputation is, put it that way, the good part. Okay, I had a friend, she passed unfortunately, and we were at a trade show over in London, and all of a sudden she was there with all these gems of properties and stuff, and she goes, "Oh, here comes Nokia, here comes Nokia," and I was going, "Who's Nokia?" And she goes, "It's you, you're connecting people." Okay, and I said, that's true. You know, one of my key things, and I think it's so, so important, I'm a huge, huge connector at all stages with valuable people, and that's really key for me. Knowledgeable. The only source of knowledge is experience. Exactly. I get to Mexico because I have to try a lot of things before I go back and sell it. So, experience is key. Try to sell what you know. And that gives you an excuse to travel and do a lot of things, I tell you. And trust. For me, it's really important to be trusted and trust the people that work with me or that are friends with me. That's why, for me, having the people around me that are like-minded people is really key. That's what brings you down, brings you down. So every journey starts with a first step. Be curious is my wish for you, and just do more of what makes you happy. So let the impossible be simply your today's possible. Well, thank you.